Rogues and Vagrants, and we're with the Infinity GT Manufacturers Series, and this is the Race of Champion, or the Champion of Champions as they've dubbed it. So this takes the leading ladies and lords from each league that ran in Season 3, pit them against each other to find the ultimate victor. So we're going to have two races for you tonight, two 30-minute endurance races I believe it is. One at Brands Hatch and then one at Maggiore. That noise you can hear in the background is my compadre, which is James Harben. He's joining me tonight in the commentary booth. James is sort of the overseer of all this championship. So, James, introduce yourself.
Hi, evening everyone. Nice to be here.
I think it's your first time in the commentary booth tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, if I say a few things wrong, I apologise in advance.
Just try not to swear and get my channel banned, and then we're chilling here. And Infinity Decals following LS Dano. Jesus, I've had a few follows today. LS Dano, Infinity Decals, Rear Wheel, Surf Rev, Kieran R, and Fat Joe have all followed within the last couple of hours. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Let me get this link pinned. Not that the link has changed at all for anyone. Let me get that shared out. So James, if you want to fill in while I'm doing this bit and just let everyone know what the sort of rules are and all that boring stuff.
Yeah, basically what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a race in each class, the GR4 and the GR3 car, as they've been doing one race during the season, but for this one we're going to do one of each. Knock the time down to 30 minutes per race rather than the 50 we have been doing. But every other rule still applies. They still have to change tyres. They have to go from either the softs to the mediums or the other way around. You have to do a minimum of 3 laps on each set of tyres, but there is no limit on the amount of tyres or amount of changes they can do. Basically, we're just going to fire up the first track, which is Brands Hatch, and they're going to do 10-minute qualifying on here to sort the grid out for the first race.
Cool. Will there be a qualifying for race number 2?
No, we're going to mix it up a bit, and we're going to do reverse grid for the second race.
I saw that coming. Class. Right. So that's what's ahead of you tonight. So it'll be about an hour and a bit, maybe. We'll see. We'll wing it as we go. I've got the chat up as well, so if you want to come and say hello in the stream, please do so. I have it loaded up now. I've been pinging the link out, so hopefully we'll get a few viewers in. If you're listening to this bit rambling on, you're probably watching on YouTube and are wondering what the hell they're talking about. We're just getting the boring admin bit out of the way at the start. Once the track's loaded up and the guys are out on screen, I'll go through the competitors so you can have a look at the cars and who's driving them when we've loaded in and people start going. So I think this is qualifying now. James is running the room, so he may pop off for a little bit and just do that bit. We have one viewer, which is probably me. I'm sure more will arrive shortly. Right, so quali is underway. Let's get us out on track. Let me just fix this.
Oh, I made an error. Sorry, my bad. I made an error.
Already?
Yes, already.
Are you just getting out of the way?
Yeah, just getting out of the way.
Oh, it's group 4, fair enough.
Yeah, it's because I swapped. See, they were too keen, you see. They were trying to get a sneak in before we started.
Okay, so a little bit of an intro to your competitors then. So, Fabuki is the first one out on track. He's going to be driving the Chevrolet tonight. Then we've got KB, he's in the Lexus. I've got Ben Cosgrove in the Jag. I've got Infinity Decals in the Toro Moto. Those familiar to my YouTube channel will know all about Infinity Decals. Tim R27, what's he in? He's in the Toyota 86. Ban that car. JRC Racing, he's in the Merc. Terence, he is in the Jag as well. We've got Doug 21 in the Toyota. Mental Nev, is he in the Toyota? Let's have a look, Doug. Yeah, he's in the Supra. Mental Nev is in the Supra. We've got Tired Flea, he's in the Aston Martin. I do like that livery on Tired Flea's car. Sweaty Keg, another Aston Martin driver, and LS Deno, he is in the Lexus. We should have, 12 drivers, cool. So a 10-minute qualifying session, then I'll set the grid for race number 1, which is a half-an-hour endurance race round Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is an exceptionally easy circuit to make a massive mistake on. We'll take you around a lap in a second, actually. We'll just wait for a hot lap to begin. I'll take you around a lap of Brands Hatch, one of my personal favourite tracks, to be fair. Who shall we go on board with? People are gonna, those medium ones are going to pit, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They're pitting. So a couple of people trying to sneak in and get a start on the mediums. Interesting strategy.
Yeah, I think we'll see a few people do that. Try and get rid of the mediums early on.
It kind of makes sense while you're in traffic, in fairness. You might as well. KB's very slow. Right, so we'll not go on a lap just yet because we have a few cars that are now on out laps, so we're not going to see any times roll in for a little while, to be brutally honest. Tired Fleet is out on a lap. Pretty much everyone else is on out laps. Ben Cosgrove is on a lap. Infinity Decals is on a lap, but I think he just pulled out the way to let Ben go. JRC Racing's on a lap as well, and Fabuki's the first of the people that are out on out laps. So James, you know quite a lot about these drivers, you've obviously overseen everything. Any early predictions before the action gets underway?
Yeah, obviously you've got Fabuki, Deno, KB's usually strong in anything he drives. Mental Nev seems to be really at home in the Toyota, so he'll be one to watch. I think even looking down, even further down, Ben, I think he's obviously he's done really well in the Jag. I think, to be honest, it's going to be one of them. We'll see what happens, especially that with Brands Hatch. Anything could happen. Somebody could drop it somewhere very easily and could turn the field on its head, really.
I guess we'll get a picture of it for definite. Probably once qualifying's over and we see who's got the pace. So let me pick a driver to jump on board with. Terence, no, LS Deno, he's going around the final corner. So a lap on board Brands Hatch with Lexus driver LS Deno. So we'll come back to this start finish straight in a moment because there's an interesting point about that I want to make. But around Paddock Hill Bend, this is danger area number 1. If you drop this a little bit too wide, you'll go into the beach on the outside. Up into Druids, possible overtaking opportunity up here if you get the inside line. But you want to keep a nice and tight apex, run it wide and set yourself up for Graham Hill Bend. A lot of time can be won and lost down here. Ride the curbs all the way up until Surtees, looking for that brake marker board on your right and get in for a nice tight early apex, hug that and then get on the power nice and early. LS Deno gets a lovely line through there. The quicker you get out of Surtees, the better your line is going down Pilgrim Drop and up into Hawthorns. Hawthorns, not really an overtaking opportunity. It's usually just a dab on the brake, gear change to get the rotation in, and then power your way out. Down into Westfield, ride the curb on the inside through Westfield. LS Deno kind of misses it there and it costs him just a little bit of time on the exit. And then up into Dingledale. This is blind when you're driving, you can't see the outer apex, so you just kind of have to trust your line is good. LS Deno still on a very good time here. Coming down into Clearways, again another danger area on Clearways. The sand on the outer apex here, very sucky, so you don't want to get stuck out there, you will go to the shadow realm. Nice tidy lap by Deno. 129.5 by Faruqi is the time to beat at the minute. I've got a feeling we're about to see that beaten with a 129.2 by LS Deno for the early pace. So that's what to watch out for at Brands Hatch, especially while the field are all bunched up. When you're trying to spot your turning point here, very easy to drop a wheel on the outer edge and get sent into the shadow realm. Infinity Decal's mentioning that Ben Cosgrove's very laggy, and I'll agree with him, he is. He's all over the shop, to be fair, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that during the race. Let's get a quick look at the timing screen. So most people now improving the times. We do have fuel consumption on, so throughout the qualifying and race the cars will get lighter as the fuel burns away. Quite a few drivers will have set it up so that they are at peak tyre and lowest fuel they can get around about now, so I'd probably expect to see some purple sectors getting set. But that time from Deno's very strong, 29.2, but I know 28s are possible around here, so yeah, we'll have to see how that comes through. It's very close over between the top three, less than a tenth separating the top three. Indeed, Mental Nev is really on the pace at the minute. He's just set a purple sector 2. Let's keep an eye on Mental Nev as he crosses the line. I know how strong this guy is. I've battled with him, well I say battled with him all season long. I've just seen him bugger off into the distance. Unfortunately, he just misses out. I think he got clearways just a little bit wrong there. But a lot of drivers now, as you see LS Dano, he's pitted, got a new fresh pair of boots on. He's going to have to do a very quick outlap. I'm not sure if he's going to have time, to be real honest. In fact, no, he will have time. He will have time. Fabuki, another driver that we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight. That Chevrolet's a power car though. James will know all about that Chevrolet's ups and downs. But the Group 3 Chevrolet's very strong, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The Group 4 is a bit of a pain. It can be a bit of a pain. Depends on the track, very track dependent, but the Group 3 is a very strong car.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's the Group 4 one here.
He's just...
oh, he has. He's beasted that. 28.6 for KB. So obviously that car now nice and light. JRC was improving as well. Let's see where JRC improves himself up to. He's currently pretty much a second off the pace. JRC loses a bucket load of time in sector 3 unfortunately, but he was set for an improved time. I'm just keeping an eye on the timing screen. Anything going on? Just get the chat back up because I've neglected the chat. I do apologise. If you've been talking, I've missed it completely, so I do apologise about that. Terrence was improving as well. Terrence, who's just coming around clearways now, actually pits, so he's currently P9. So it looks like I'm going to struggle to see KB time being beaten. A 28.6 is a very fast time. LS Deno's just going to about try and do that now. He's going to get across the line in time. Mental Nev's just started his lap. He's going around Drury's now. Ben Cosgrove looks like he may have lagged out. We have lost Ben Cosgrove, at least for the time being. He might be going to give his router a kick. And a lot of drivers now on their final times, so it's worth keeping an eye on the timing just to see who improves, because a lot of drivers now out on fast laps. Anyone setting the timing boards like LS Deno goes purple sector 1. He's just about to approach sector 2 now, so what does he do? Does he improve? He's still purple, just. Ben Cosgrove had to restart.
This is everyone's last shot now.
It is. We've just had a message in chat, James, from Ben saying he's just had to restart his PS4, just try and get a better internet connection, so he should be back with us in just a moment.
Okay.
So, as James said, everyone's last ditch attempt then. LS Deno still on an improved time. No one setting purple times though. Tim was improving as well. Does Tim improve his time? He doesn't. He loses time in the last sector. We've got Sweaty Keg. He's just about to cross the line as well. He's currently P4. Can he put that Aston Martin any higher? Unfortunately, no, he can't. LS Deno, does he back out of his lap? He does. Mental Nev doesn't improve. KB's on a lap. Fabuki's starting a lap as well. Dark Smoker, evening Dark Smoker. How are you doing, my friend? I am now looking at the chat. Look at me, professional streamer and all that. I don't really think many people are on a lap. JRC Racing's about the only driver out on track I can see that's pushing at this minute in time. So that's pretty much qualifying done and dusted, ladies and gents, for the time being. Your pole sitter was KB. Mental Nev managed to snatch second place off LS Deno to prevent an all Lexus front row. So establishing his intent early on. LS Deno, as we mentioned, P3 for LS Deno. He set the early pace. Sweaty Keg, an impressive performance for the Aston Martin driver there with Fabuki. I've got to be honest, Fabuki's probably my surprise package. I wasn't expecting that Chevrolet to be this high up, to be fair. Must be getting a nosebleed up there. Tim, he's P6, JRC P7, Infinity Decals P8, a good showing by Dave Robinson, to be fair, for P8. Terence P9 in the Jag, Doug P10 at the minute, Tide Flea P11, and we're waiting on Ben Cosgrove. Here he is, but he's going to have to start at the back of the grid. Format tonight, Smoker, we've got two 30-minute races coming up. This is Group 4, then we've got Group 3 at Maggiore following this. And the Group 3 race at Maggiore is going to be a reverse grid as well. Got tyre wear and fuel. So the drivers do have a mandatory pit stop for tyres. They're allowed to, they've got to do minimum 3 laps on each tyre. Other than that, it's open to interpretation. So I'd expect a lot of drivers to do a nice slow early medium stint until the field spreads a little bit. It kind of doesn't make sense really to Ben Cos. You're going to have to start at the back, Ben. Because you had to back out, we didn't. The room hasn't logged your time, and I'll be honest, I don't remember where you were. Group 3 at Maggiore, yeah. It'll favour the handling cars. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. It's, you know, your track position at Maggiore is pretty important as well, because it's quite a hard circuit to get by on. Go Terence. Terence has got some support in the chat. Right, here we go then. Final. So this is 30 minutes of hot Group 4 racing action for you live from Brands Hatch with myself and James Harben talking over the action. Confirmation of your grid about to come up. What I wanted to mention about the start of this, the start line's cambered. So anyone that's on the right hand side of your screen now as you see it, it's going to have a very difficult getaway because the car's going to want to steer left. 29.6.
We can get through the first corner, all right.
Yeah, well, that's always the risk with Brands Hatch. We'll see how it closes up. So let's see who gets off the line cleanly. And we are away. KB didn't get a good start there at all. Mental Nev got a great start. So did Sweaty Keg in the Aston Martin, but he's got a Lexus roadblock. Mental Nev's going to have to try and send it around the outside. He goes deep. That's going to let Fabuki up the inside of Mental Nev then. Fabuki with a great start in that Chevrolet. You see LS Deno going nice and defensive there. We've got Ben Cosgrove still lagging there in the Jag. That's giving Infinity Decals a little bit of a headache. JRC Racing up to P6 in the Merc. Everyone away cleanly though. It's a Lexus 1-2 with KB, LS Deno, Sweaty Keg in the Aston Martin defending away to Mental Nev. Oh, we've had some contact. There's a car off.
It's the lag. I think Ben's lagged into JRC in that corner.
We will go back and check that out on stream. That is, unless something more interesting happens. I'm hoping it doesn't. Let's have a look. Mental Nev's looking promising for getting by Sweaty Keg. Further back, Infinity Decals, he's having the same problems with Ben Cosgrove as well. On my screen it looked like Ben ran wide and then Infinity Decals went for the move and suddenly a Jaguar appeared in front of him. So Ben Cosgrove at the minute, unfortunately, there's more contacts. There's another car out. I think Ben has now lagged out. I think Tim 27. Yeah. Was it Tim that took the brunt of that, or was it Doug? I think it was Doug.
No, Tim got a bit, and I think they both did, to be fair, as they were coming through. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah,
the Fat Joe, I fully agree with you, mate. Just from his perspective, he won't be seeing that. From Ben's perspective, he'll be seeing a clear screen in front of him, and you only notice the lagging sometimes. And I know this from experience. As we see Sweaty Keg go for a move on LS Deno, but I don't think he's going to be able to make that stick around the outside. This may give Mental Nev an opportunity here as LS Deno goes defensive. LS Deno at the minute is playing the ultimate Valtteri Bottas and just letting KB run away with this. LS Deno we think is on the medium tyre. I don't know what KB's running. It might be a bugged lobby. It could be Swogs, it could be mate. But Ben Cosgrove was the only one that was really seriously lagging. So the top four then starting to escape away a little bit. The frailties of that Chevrolet are starting to become apparent. Infinity Decals P6 has got a big gap to Terence and the Jag. Then it's Tide, Flea, Tim, Doug. Ben Cosgrove's still in the lobby. And JRC is P12 then after that contact. Let's go and have a look at what happened from JRC's perspective then. So this is lap 1. We've got Ben Cosgrove behind JRC at the minute. You can see the lag kicking in there. Yeah, it was the lag there. It was the lag. JRC didn't know we were there. So unfortunate for JRC. I know his potential from the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, and they've come together again. As I cut back to the action, JRC and Ben Cosgrove make contact yet again.
While you were looking at that, Mental Nev managed to get past Sweaty Keg, taking him into the last corner.
So the Aston Martin then down to P4. Is this Sweaty Keg's trick though? Because me and you both know his tactic.
You never know what Dave is doing. He could be doing anything. He's the master of fueling and just running a set pace and sticking to it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's struggling and he's got this grand plan that normally comes together at the end of the race.
Mental Nev's quite equal in that though. I think those two in a sense are two drivers that can extract pace from a strategy that you wouldn't normally expect pace from. I don't know what tyres Mental Nev's running, and I'm not going to break tradition by looking. Evening Dawson in the chat. Dawson, you should be in the lobby, mate. So keep an eye on this gap at the front. Just seems to me like LS Deno's backing everyone up really. He's trying to get KB a gap. KB's not really pulling away now. LS Deno's having to do some defending to Mental Nev in the Toyota. Let's just jump on board with Mental Nev as they pit then. So medium shod runners in the pits now to get rid of those tyres. That releases Sweaty Keg to chase down KB. Sweaty Keg sets a personal best lap as well.
It's getting interesting between Terence and Tim into first corner. No, I thought we were going to have a look at Tim, but he's backed out of it.
So the Toyota 86 that Tim's driving, I would definitely expect to have the edge, let's just say, on the Jaguar in front. This is bad news for Deno though. Deno's come out behind that fight. And these guys are racing for position, so they don't have to get out of the way. They might choose to do that, but they don't have to. LS Deno slides up the inside of Tim. He's going to get a 2-for-1 out of this. No, because Terence is actually defending that position. Terence and Tim are racing here. Deno loses out to the Toyota as well. This is costing LS Deno maybe his ultimate strategy here. This is not what he wants. It's hard to overtake around this section of the circuit. Unless one of these cars lets him go, he's going to have trouble getting past these cars. Mental Nev behind, you can see, will be loving this. We'll be lapping this up. Because 24 minutes remaining in this one. We've only had 5-6 minutes. It feels longer than that, to be fair. We've had a lot of racing in these 5 minutes. There's a lot of stuff going on. Do anyone else pit from the top? Let's just have a quick look. KB pits. Sweaty Keg carries on. Fabuki, does he pit? He does. Infinity Decals carries on. Let's have a look, see if Terence and Tim pit. No, they carry on as well. So again, this is going to hold LS Deno right up. I should imagine that KB and Fabuki will come out in relatively clear air. They come out. Oh, Fabuki and Mental Nev very close. LS Deno still struggling to get past this Toyota. This is letting Terence run away a little bit now because Tim's actually defending to the Lexus. At least you're on pole for next race, but yeah, you just go and give your internet a kick, mate. Just sort that out. I'll be honest, you were lagging pretty bad.
Yeah, obviously it's nothing you can do.
Nah,
it's just unfortunate.
So this then, Terence and Tim are proving to be a bit of a pain for the top fight. So these guys haven't pitted yet. The 4 cars behind them now have all pitted, are all on fresh tyres. and LS Deno will be sat there looking at the back of a Toyota that he just can't get past. That Toyota is a great car on its tyres. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Very risky by LS Deno. That was ballsy, that was, but he manages to get it done. He's going to try and have a look at the Jag now as the Toyota tries to fight back against the Lexus here, but the Toyota now is at risk of getting absolutely swallowed up by the cars behind him. Because if he lets one go, he's kind of got to let them all go, and he's in a fight with Terence for third. Terence is utilising this opportunity to bugger off now. So a great opportunity for Terence here to get one over in this fight he's got with Tim. If I was Terence, I'd let Deno go.
Yeah, and this is playing into Dave's hands, because at the minute Dave at the front is lapping quicker than the guys that are stuck in this group.
And he'll probably be saving fuel at that as well, so this could be a big brain strategy then by Dave. James did say he's always got a trick up his sleeve. Yeah, if I were Terence, I'd let Deno go, because he's only going to slow himself up.
Yeah.
Tim's got all that fighting to come, might as well let him go, mate, and then you can use the slipstream of the Lexus that is going to be a faster car when it's fresh tyres, and just help him bugger off into the distance, really. Deno does go for the move down to Hawthorns, doesn't manage to actually execute that. Terence isn't defending this, he's just keeping the race in line. Deno going to go for the move again. Yeah, Terence I think gets on the brakes a little bit early there, lets him go. This does close Tim up to the fight though, but KB's now on full bone attack mode. And KB's going to go full bore at the Toyota behind him. Oh, that was Terence getting his back wheel on the grass there. So this, yeah, like you say, mate, this is absolutely playing into Sweaty Keg's hands here. How's my Spud internet coping with this? You know what, Smoker, it's all right. I've got an OpenReach engineer coming out tomorrow to have a look and see if they can do anything about it, but I'm not expecting miracles. But yeah, anyone that's wondering what Smoker's comments about, I'm actually hotspotting off my phone and have been for a while. Right, let's have a little bit of a race recap. We're a third of the way in. Sweaty Keg, he is currently holding P1. He's not pitted yet. He's 3.5 seconds clear of Infinity Decals, who also has not pitted. He's 7 seconds clear of Deno, who's now been released and is in clear air. He has pitted. He may well be going to the end right now. We've got Terence P4. Terence hasn't pitted yet. He's currently in a direct fight, I'd say, with Tim, who has pitted. So Terence needs some good laps now to prevent the undercut from the Toyota. We've got KB P5, Fubuki P6, Bentlev P7, they've all pitted. Doug 21 in the Toyota, I don't think he's pitted either. We've got Tired Flea, he's P9 at the minute. And JRC P10. JRC's done well to recover this and catch up back to other cars. I told you,
it would have been
pace.
It would have been on him a lot quicker. He has had another adventure across the grass a few laps ago, so he would have been up to him a lot quicker, I think.
Got you. And then we've got Tim, who has a lot of clear. Oh, we have.
Tired Flea's gone for a spin.
Oh, and Doug as well. What's happened to Doug? What's happening, Doug? So Tired Flea's behind Doug at this stage. Tired Flea, yeah, we see Tired Flea dip a wheel on the grass. Doug does the same thing.
Sympathy.
Okay, a corner later, Doug does the exact same thing. Right, so have we had any more action in this? So that fight is kind of backed down a little bit now that now that Terence has pitted. It's kind of given the top guys a little bit of a breather. Mental Nerve. So Fubuki's a big winner out of all that. He is a net P2. Considering Sweaty Keg and Infinity Decals haven't yet pitted. So Fubuki, a big winner out of all that, but he has got a very fast KB closing him down in the Lexus, so he needs to make that Chevrolet as wide as possible over the next coming laps. Can I drive the safety car for a lap? No. Because you'll lag and wipe everyone out, mate, that's why. Who's your ones to watch, James, after what you've been seeing? Who are you eager to see the results out of?
I think the thing is now is you've got to wonder what like we've already discussed. If you don't know what Dave's doing, you never know what strategy he's on or what he's going to try and he just seems to always be there, but at the end. Yeah, Deno, Fabuki, KB's dropped back from when they pitted, so I'm guessing has he took his fuel now?
He might have done.
Because he was leading, weren't he, when they started the pit stop, so has he taken more fuel on?
But he could have just got caught up behind Terence for a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, I thought that he'd have cleared them with, because obviously Deno were behind him, pitted and come out behind them. I thought he would have got out in front of them, but I don't know if he's just, gone for more fuel at this point in the race. But we'll see, I guess. But yeah, I think it's between, the two Lexus, I think Fabuki and Sweaty Keg, I think they're the ones to watch. And Nev, you can never write Nev off either.
No, you can't write Nev off again. He's another sneaky bugger. Just as you were talking, I just watched a nice little overtake from Tim on Tired Fleet. So that puts Tim up to P9 and now chasing down his arch nemesis Terence in the Jag. JRC, I don't think he's pitted yet. So halfway point then. A lot of strategy still to come undone on this. Sweaty Keg on those worn, dilapidated tyres has pulled more of a gap to Infinity Decals, and he's still lapping at a very consistent pace, judging by his sector times as well. So he's probably quite happy at this minute in time to lap. I'm guessing he started on softs and he's going to come in for some mediums later on.
I'd imagine so.
That's my guess. Looking at his times, I think.
Yeah.
Knowing Sweaty Keg, he's just saving a bit of fuel at the minute, so he can do a nice short splash and dash right at the end.
Yeah. Dano's smashing in a few low 29s now to get this gap down.
So he's got an 8-second gap. Oh, as we see Fabuki bin it. Yeah, I've just clocked that in the background. We're looking at Deno and Fabuki just coming through the first turn. Dips a wheel on the corner, sorry, and we'll watch that from Fabuki's point of view. Scott, you're not going to thank me for this, mate, but I've got to watch it. So he sets a personal best lap time. He's probably punching the air in celebration in his car. It just gets on the power a little bit early, and it bites. So down to P7 then for Fabuki. Trying to get the muck off his tyres as he's trailing behind the Mercedes of JRC Racing for P6. That does give KB a little bit of breathing room and mental nev as well. There's a little bit of gap now between all these cars. And for the time being, it's just a case of who's playing out the strategy the best. Who's got the best strategist in their ranks, and who's making the right calls at the right time. I've got to be honest, I'd be very surprised if that melee that we saw between Deno, KB, Terence and Tim doesn't play out in the results of this race, because that lasted about 4 laps.
Yeah, they were seriously losing time to the cars that were free in front of them, like 2 or 3 seconds a lap difference. So whether Dave can make that work on his strategy, that's giving him a massive boost.
Well, I mean, he's pulling time on Infinity Decals. Infinity Decals is losing a little bit to Deno, but I'd expect that because Infinity Decals is on worn tyres now and Deno's on relatively fresh ones. If Infinity Decals wants to get himself, a pint and a pat on the back from Sweaty Keg here, it could be a bit of a cork in the bottle for these two Lexus that are approaching him from behind.
Yeah, you've just read my mind. I'm thinking, is he going to back Deno up here to help Dave? Infinity Decals going to back up to help Sweaty Keg here, or are they not going to play it that way? We'll see when he catches him up, I guess.
Yeah, well, they seem to be on the same strategy, the two Aston Martin drivers, so it's whether Dave can keep his tyres alive. He's probably using the pad.
Yeah, so he'll probably be suffering a lot more than most.
I'd expect his tyres to be a bit worn. It's hard to overtake here at Brands Hatch. There's really only 2 overtaking spots, and you do have to be close for both. If Infinity Decals can keep it on the black stuff, really. Deno's not catching him at a massive rate. He's took 2 temps out of him that lap. It's not a lot, really, in the grand scheme of things. KB's setting personal best laps behind him, and he's catching those guys. Mental Nev, if anything's dropping away from that little fight. I'm probably guessing Mental Nev's just managing fuel now. Not really much going on further back either.
No, there's like a nice gap between everyone, it seems.
Well, this is what I notice in the comms videos that I do. You'll notice there's usually a gap in what I commentate on, and that's because this happens. So you have this phase about halfway in the race where strategy just playing out. Drivers are just in clear air, trying to get the consistent times in. There's someone in the pits actually. Who's that? That is, I can't see. I don't know who that is. It must have been Doug. No, it tied Flay, I think. Yeah, so you have that, and then when the people who haven't pitted first time round then do pit, it brings it all back together again. So Sweaty Keg on tyres that he's had on for 17 minutes is half a second away from his ultimate best lap time on lap 12 on those tyres. So that's good, impressive consistency. Dano's reeled in Infinity decals now. It took about half a second out of him that last lap. But credit where credit's due to Infinity decals. For me, he's racing a really good race. I'm quite impressed with him at the minute.
I thought Sweaty Keg were struggling, but then he seemed to find some more time in the last few laps. But he's just pitted now, actually. So,
has he seen a gap? Has he seen a gap he's going to try and get himself out into? He has, I think. I think he's going to try and get out in front of KB. Can he do it? He's out in front of KB and he's on fresh tyres now, so my bet is Sweaty Keg is just going to go balls to the wall now. Fast as humanly possible. KB's tyres are a little bit more dated. Sweaty Keg 3.3 seconds behind Deno. If Infinity Decals really wants to play the team card here, he's going to make that Aston Martin the widest thing in the entire world. Oh, Deno goes for a move. Oh, Dave's fighting him. Infinity Decals is fighting him at the apex. He's got the inside line going up to Hawthorne. I thought for a minute then Infinity Decals was letting him go. But alas, that was not the case. Just on board with Dano then, looking at the back of the Toro Morto, driven by Dave Robinson. He's going to go for a move here. He's just trying to put Dave off, I think, at this stage. He's lifting off way before the corner, Dano. He's not going for these moves. He's just trying to put Infinity Decals off his stride, I think. All the while, Sweaty Keg is taking... Oh, KB's past Sweaty Keg. I've got to go and have a look at what happened there. Did Sweaty Keg put a wheel down somewhere? Oh, he did. He got the edge. Yeah, Sweaty Keg made a mistake.
Just flicked off that as well.
This is the thing though for Sweaty Keg now though. I mean, granted KB pitted anyway. Oh, Dano's in the pits again. Sweaty Keg's just got used to driving on terrible tyres and suddenly he's got good tyres on and it feels a little bit alien to him.
Yeah, that's it's that awkward moment when you come out on the cold tyres and you just met that slight error somewhere.
So, I didn't see this strategy happening. I honestly didn't see this happening. Unless Dano and KB have both pitted again. Is tyre wear that bad around here?
I don't think so. I don't think it's one of the worst, especially the group fours. They're not the best on tyres, but this isn't usually. It's usually a one stop. Usually this. I think we did this last time. It was only a one stop we did, but I'm not sure.
So, KB, Dano and Fubuki. Oh, sorry, no, KB and Dano. Fubuki's not on an outlap. My guess is now they're just on soft tyres. They've put enough fuel in so they don't have to fuel save. And they're just going to go hammering it. So watch that gap between Sweaty Keg and KB. It's currently 4.3 seconds. We don't think I don't think Sweaty Keg will pit again. I'm pretty confident he's going to the end.
Yeah. I think my theory on KB was right, looking at the swap round again, that KB didn't took fuel the first one and hasn't taken it this time, so there's this big gap between him and Deno now. Got ya.
So we've got Infinity Decals, he's in the pits, he led the race for a considerable amount of time. Fubuki's also in with a little bit more fuel. We'll probably see Infinity Decals back out in P4, unless Mental Nev gets past him. No. Mental Nev and JRC fighting, so when did JRC get past Mental Nev? Interesting, it's all starting to play out now. This is what we told you. It's all started to come together then. So Mental Nev, who I can't work out what's happened to Mental Nev. He's a cracking pace.
I think he has he pitted again.
No, he's not on. Well, he's not on an out lap now.
No, he must have had he must have an incident somewhere.
He's currently tucked up behind JRC. I think JRC, knowing that unless he did something extreme at the start, because he obviously had that off, he's probably gone for a really ballsy strategy. He's stretching a one-stop, my guess, just to reduce that time spent in the pits. So he's genuinely now, I think, going to the end. Infinity decals out. He's going to be quick. P4 for him. We've got the two Lexuses, Deno and KB. They're P2 and P3 respectively. And the gap between KB and Sweaty Keg has reduced. It's now 3 seconds, but 7 minutes remaining. 5-6 laps potentially. Yeah, Sweaty Keg running in the 130s. KB last time I didn't catch his lap, but Deno's saying, was it? Deno's just set a personal best as well. Yeah, so the Lexuses are on it now. JRC pits, releases Mental Never to P5. He's now chasing down Infinity Decals. He's got 6 minutes to bring 3.2 seconds down. He has got a Fubuki for company as well. Fubuki also on fresh rubber. So this is a genuine race then between these two. Fubuki set in purple sectors. Granted, sector 1 doesn't consist of that much, but purple sector this late on in the race for a Chevrolet, still not something we can ignore. Terence and Tim are resuming their little battle from earlier. They're now 7th and 8th respectively. JRC out the pits at P9, 9 seconds ahead of Tired Flea in P10 with Doug bringing up the rear of the field in the Toyota. He's 51.5 seconds off the leaders, so he's how many? He's 7 seconds behind Tired Flea.
I'm impressed with Infinity Decals. He's doing really well in 4th.
He is. He's going to have a Mental Nev chasing him down. 2.5 seconds the gap now. I'm just keeping tabs on this Sweaty Keg and KB battle. Let's see what lap times they both set now. Sweaty Keg's going to be a 130.3 and a 28 something for KB. So yeah, KB's definitely now on the pace. 1.3 seconds the gap between these two. Deno currently holding the last podium spot. He's 4.3 seconds off that fight. And yeah, Infinity Decals, mate. Credit to him.
Just commentators Kirsten just gone wide out of last corner.
Oh no! Right, that's his fault, Dave. That's his fault.
Never been invited back again now.
No, that's it. That's it. You're definitely going to have some decals in the made for you. And Fubuki's going to get through as well. Yeah, Dave goes off-roading, so P6 then for Infinity Decals. It was such a promising start. The good news is, I guess, for Infinity Decals, that he's got a fair old gap there to Terence, and Terence is busy with a Toyota at the minute, so he can just keep an eye on the back of Fubuki and lap with him. The thing to watch then is Sweaty Keg v KB. So let's keep an eye on that. 7/10 the gap. Deno's not really reeling in KB, but to be brutally honest, those guys are teammates. I can't imagine they'll kick each other's heads in over this race.
No, I think he's just settled for a good third, I think now. Just manage it till end.
He doesn't need to worry about the car behind. Mental Nev's a good 10 seconds back. We know Mental Nev's quick, but he's not that quick. Gonna watch this fight then for P1. So KB is literally all over the back of Sweaty Keg like a fat kid on a cupcake. He's gonna try and get a move made potentially into 30s. He's definitely close enough. Sweaty Keg actually doesn't defend that. He lets the Lexus take the inside line and tucks straight back in. Goes for the cutback. Hasn't got the exit though. KB's got fresher tyres at this point, and that was a relatively easy move. Sweaty Keg might well have thought about that and thought a definite P2 is probably better than battling it out for a P1 and letting Deno catch up, because at least trying to fight one Lexus off is better than fighting both of them, I think.
Yeah.
Deno's got potentially what, 2 laps to catch Sweaty Keg, 3.5 seconds. So he's got, if Sweaty Keg's in the mid 130s, Dano's got to be touching low 28s to be in range, I'd guess. So yeah, that's going to be a tough ask for Dano. But we'll see. Let's have a flick through the field. Mental Nev then P4. He's second and a half clear of Fubuki. Fubuki is a good couple of seconds ahead of Infinity Decals in P6. Terence and Tim still fighting away for that P7 spot. JRC Racing nice and secure in P9. He will be thinking at the end of this what could have been though had that incident with Ben Cosgrove not happened earlier on. Tired Fleet, lovely livery. It's like a Austin Powers livery on that Aston Martin. I do like the look of that. P10 for Tired Fleet, and then Doug. He is currently P11. So this does set us up for quite an interesting race at Maggiore if it finishes like this, considering the reverse grid race. We've got a lot of drivers who love a strategic mind game right at the back of the grid.
Yeah, and obviously if Ben's internet's sorted and JRC near the front as well, that's going to be, they're going to have a good chance of getting away at the front. Really hampering the guys that have done well in this race, who are starting obviously from the back in the next race.
Of course, and the Group 3 cars as well, so completely different kettle of fish, the Group 3 cars for a lot of these guys. The Lexus, pretty strong Group 3 car. I won a championship in that. I'm not going to mention that too often though. The Aston Martin can be a bit of a tricky beast in the Group 3 form, but Sweaty Keg can manage that one nicely. Mental Nev loves his Group 3 Toyota Supra. Fubuki's going to have a very powerful car in that Chevrolet. So yeah, we'll see how that arms. That race will follow this. We're now on to the leaders, on to the last lap. KB, unless he sticks it, is going to be bringing home the win for race 1. He's 2 seconds clear of Sweaty Keg. LS Dano isn't catching Sweaty Keg fast enough for me. I'm just trying to multitask and get my laptop fired up so I can do the points ready. My laptop's terrible. This isn't very good streaming, is it? Professional streaming.
Terence and Tim, because this is going to be the last lap, so if Tim's going to make a move, it's going to be on this one. He's been eyeing it up for a few laps now, but he's not gone for it.
My finger is ready on the replay button. We'll keep an eye on the leaders though, and just make sure these guys all make it through safely. Dano is taking more time out of Sweaty Keg, but we've just a handful of corners to go. It's not looking like it's going to be a Lexus 1-2 this time round. Sweaty Keg's going to have pulled this one off, I think. He'll be quite happy with this. P2 for the Aston Martin's a good result. But they'll be dancing in the streets of Bioparcel tonight. They've got a double podium for KB and LS Dano. KB comes across the line to take victory at Brands Hatch in the first race of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series champion. Sweaty Keg P2 sideways across the line. That's what we like to see. Dano late to the party as well, but he does the same thing. Mental Nev P4 for Mental Nev. He should be quite happy with that. Just ahead of Fubuki in the Chevrolet. P5 Infinity Decals P6. He'll be disappointed, I think, but he can be very proud. He ran a brilliant race to the Infinity Decals.
Yeah.
Terence just about comes out victorious in that battle with Tim, who smacks the, who gives the flag waver a bit of a scare. P9 for JRC at the end, P10 for Tired Fleet, and P11 for Doug.
Fubuki's nicked the fastest lap as well.
Right at the end with a 28.7, was it?
Was a yeah. Well, that wasn't the last lap, but it was the lap before.
Still trying to get my laptop to talk to me. Doesn't like me today. Yes, Smoker, it was the hardest part of the race. You know, there's nothing going on in the middle. So that's why I try and think about what might happen, and I usually get it wrong. So this laptop's not playing ball now. It doesn't like me. So congrats to KB, proving his ability in that Lexus. I'm just going to take my headset off a minute while I take my hoodie off because I'm literally baking. Bear with me a second. Fill for me, James. Fill for me.
Phil for you. Yeah, well, I really enjoyed that. That was a really good race. I'm really impressed with everyone's driving. I know some people are going to be not happy with themselves for dropping it, but it's what happens at Brands Hatch. Where I said before, you're always going to get that one corner wrong, and then that's it. You're in the dirt or in the wall.
And we did see that happen a couple of times then. So, on your screen, confirmation of the final results, including Fabuki's fastest lap point. Pole position and fastest lap were both worth a point today, so KB and Fabuki pick up extra points in their quest. Yeah, my laptop's not having any of it. It just won't go past the load screen. So we're just going to have to fudge points tonight, I think. There we go. Yeah, it was a cracking race, P-Gib. We've got another one coming up for you, mate, as well. We've got the Group 3s at Maggiore. That will be loaded in a second. That's going to be a reverse grid race, so these results that are on your screen right now, imagine them upside down, and that's your grid for the next time. So Doug and Tired Flea, front row of the grid, JRC and Tim. JRC for me is a potential favourite to get away in that, because he's an exceptional driver. Terrence and Infinity Decals, they'll be on the third row. Fabuki and Mental Never going to be side by side. LS Dano and Sweaty Keg, and then KB is going to be all by myself right at the back of the grid. Jammy Dodger, are there multiple stints on tonight with these drivers or just the one? So there's two races, Jammy Dodger. We just had the first one at Brands Hatch, and then we've got the second one coming up at Lago Maggiore. That's it. So we've only got these two, but they're both 30-minute races. Can you let me know if I'm laggy in warm-up? Yes, I can. Where are you, Ben? Get on track then, and I'll tell you. The internet will know. Let's turn that off. I never like that on. It's interesting that Doug and Tim have gone for that FT1.
Yeah,
yeah, Ben, you're laggier than a laggy thing, mate. Yeah, that's very, very laggy. You're floating on the track, pal. Sorry, James, you were going to say something about these Toyotas.
Yeah, it's I think Nev, to be fair, Nev was in the same situation. Remember when he was picking his car, he was saying he didn't know which way to go. He says they were very similar. So I think it just comes down to which one you preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, there weren't much in them apparently. According to Nev, there weren't much in them.
And Nev would know, in fairness. Alright. So are we giving them a bit of a warm-up to get used to these cars then? And
Yeah, I'll let them have 5 minutes to drive around so they can get the mindset into GR3 cars.
Yeah, I think Ben's backed out. Oh, he's gonna try and... Ben, just reset your router, mate. Don't just reset the game, just give your internet a reset, mate. I'm sure we'll wait for you. So, same rules in terms of tyres applies for this one, ladies and gents. So, all drivers will have to use the medium and the soft, or the prime and the option as we'll call it. They have to run a minimum of 3 laps per tyre. So, unlimited amounts of tyres, of course. There's a big Pirelli truck around the back of the garages, and it's literally full of rubber. But it's just to avoid drivers doing 1 lap on the medium and then binning it off. So they have to do a few more laps on it. That is definitely a strat I would have done if I was in this. Start on the mediums and bin them straight away. Get the misses off Netflix. Yeah, that's it, man. Priorities, mate. Priorities. Just change the Wi-Fi password quick. Yeah, my laptop's not. It's just not working. I've tried again. Yeah, I've sod it. We'll wing it.
We'll wing it.
Right. I am just going to run and grab a drink. Although my headset's wireless, so I can keep my headset on. I just can't look at the track. Let's put you on KB. Let's watch KB. Dead out.
The book is expecting rain because his wipers are going.
You know what? That was happening in the... what was the race I did the other night? I can't remember what it was that I commentated. No, it was when I did the GTTCC live.
Yeah.
I want to say that were Fubuki as well, you know. So whether he's got some sort of like love of windscreen wipers, because I'm confident that his means both times.
Must have two buttons close together as the what I'd imagine was that. Unless he's on a pad, he's got it on the stick.
No, I'm sure his wheel.
I don't know the excuse then.
There isn't one. He just loves windscreen wipers. There we go. I know. Just then, but that's nearly dropping my drink on the floor.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, my cable got snagged on my drawer, and I about dropped my drink everywhere. I rescued it though. Has he returned to the room yet? Ben Cosgrove? No, he hasn't. Table's done. Oh, Infinity Decals, you absolute hero. So, hotspotting from phone now, just loading back up. Cool. Cool. Right. So, I mean, the tables at the minute will only tell us what we already know.
Yeah.
I can, off my phone, I can edit it using my phone if I really, really want to. It is just not ideal. So, at the minute... has it been updated, Dave? I think you're lying, but...
Was that a question?
It might have been, because at the minute, yeah, there's no points assigned to any driver according to this. Which is a bit odd. Yeah. No idea.
Getting lots of offensive messages that I got at the beginning of that race for not changing groups category. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for being nice. Just about to leave pits. Right, let's have a look at Ben Cosgrove. Let's see if he's still lagging. That's better. Much better, Ben. That will do, mate. That will do.
Yeah, we can tell what side of the track he's on now.
Yeah, he's not driving sideways through 17 cars. That's what he's not doing. Okay, to anyone that may just be tuning in or watching this on YouTube, this is the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series Race of Champions. So this is the third season of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series. I've raced in every single one, if you want to call it race. And this is the race between all the winners of all the different leagues that have happened, that have just finished, sorry, the other week. If you're liking what you're seeing and you want to get involved, get yourself over to SimFX Racing on Facebook. Look up a man called James Harben, get in touch and tell him you'd be very interested in driving next time round, and he'll look at trying to get you a space in the league. The concept is you pick a manufacturer, you stick with that manufacturer for the season, unless you're me and Bobby and you change every week. And your goal is to not only get your team victory, but get yourself to the top of the Drivers' Championship as well. It's heavily supported by Infinity Decals, so you put some lovely graphics together and just generally make it a fun and involving championship to be a part of. And yeah, I'd recommend you get involved if you're after some clean quality racing. So, we are starting in 3 minutes, so you have time to roll a cigarette, you have time to go and get the kettle on, or other things that you can do in 3 minutes that I won't mention because it'll get my stream banned. The Lexus is looking strong in practice though, they're currently holding P1 and 2. The Toyotas though as well, interesting. Fubuki with his windscreen wipers. In terms of cars that will struggle here, probably anything with a big heavy engine basically is all about handling. So your Aston Martins are going to struggle. I think the Jags might have a bit of an issue as well because they're not really the best at cornering. But we'll see how that goes. Hotspot for phone. There we go. Any predictions, James?
I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest. I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, it's you obviously don't know what people are doing in these practices. I think it's going to come down to the guys at the back for this one, how quickly they can navigate the field or strategy-wise get around the traffic. But obviously, there's some quick guys starting at the front, so we'll have to wait and see. I think, which is a good thing.
I might expect a couple of them to start on the mediums, expecting to struggle to get through traffic and then pit on the end of lap 3. That's probably what most of them will do. But we'll see. You never know. People like Sweaty Keg do love to mix it up and put an alternative strategy in there. He's of course going to be right at the back of the grid for this one as well. Like you say, there's a lot of fast drivers in this one that are going to be starting at the back and have got a lot of traffic to negotiate. But we say fast drivers like the other guys in the room aren't quick.
That's the
They're here because they've won a league or got second in a league. You know what I mean? So these guys have tasted victory quite a lot recently, and they'll want to taste it again. Ben Cosgrove's got a point to prove after missing race number 1, so he's going to be starting at top. He's going to be one to watch as well, in my opinion. As we see,
definitely, I think he's going to be strong. Obviously, JRC and the Merc as well. Going to go well here, I think.
Yeah,
they're going to be the guys to can they get out and get the gap, make the strategy work.
Well, we are about to find out in about a minute's time. I've just had a Snapchat. Let me just check what that. Let's have a load back up of the chart, get that ready. BCFC 2K4 evening. I don't know you by Twitch name, so if I should know you, Darren Baldwin. Oh, hello.
Alright, here we go.
Darren Baldwin in the chat, Peugeot Maestro. If he'd have been in here in that Group 4 race, he'd have lapped everyone 3 times.
Definitely.
And then been stone dead last, didn't he?
Yeah.
Loved it, didn't he?
Hey, he didn't. To be fair, the third show he did well in the Group 3 one. To be fair, to say how not very good it is.
Yeah, it's a terrible car, and he pulled results out of that one. Right then, so in 30 minutes we're going to know who the champion of champions is. Here's your grid for Lego Maggiore. Yeah, makes yeah. Well, that's Dave's job. I've got a very bad camera angle here. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the guys at the front, see if any absolute chaos emerges from this one. Let me just get my finger on.
I'll stay at the back, see who gets a good start and a good make some moves.
Looks like everyone does get away well. JRC flew off the line. There's a car right at the back.
I think.
JRC flew off the line then from P4. Fabuki's on the grass on the outside. He cut it a bit deep. Doug 21 in that Toyota's holding off an absolute torrent of abuse from Terence in the Jaguar Infinity. Decals pushing him hard as well. Ben Cosgrove and JRC Racing at this minute in time, they're just buggering off, to be fair. They're a second clear of anyone else already, and we're only a few corners in. Tide Flea and Doug currently holding off Terence. Infinity Decals P6. Dano's up to P7 already. A great start from the Lexus driver. He has bought Sweaty Keg with him though. Tim 27's made a mistake somewhere. He's right in the middle of all that. Fabuki, who we saw cut it a bit wide, he's P10 now. He's not. He's P11 trying to get past Tim in the Toyota. And it's all a little bit close here now, isn't it? JRC and Ben Cosgrove is 2 seconds clear at the top. JRC goes for the goes for the move on Ben Cosgrove and gets that overtake done before the hairpin. So the Merc now into the lead of the race. How often have we heard that recently? Doug 21 picked up a little bit of a penalty. Infinity decals up to P5. He's got himself past Terran. LS Deno's trying to follow him through, but he's struggling for space around this tight and twisty Majore circuit. What else have we got kicking off? Terrence was going for a look there. KB at that. Yeah, I think you're right, James. Sorry, just to cut back to what you said a minute ago. I think if you're right, he false started. He's got a lot of work to do now. But he's only 8 seconds behind JRC. So.
Yeah, he's got up and gone. But yeah, I think I didn't see it because Nev got a bad start as well, and I was watching what was going to happen there, and I noticed that the Lexus added was way back after the first corner.
So we're looking at LS Deno trying to get a move made on the Jag of Terrence. I heard the squealing of tyres. I think someone might have cut it a little bit deep, but everyone's safe. Terrence currently fighting hard against the Lexus of LS Deno. This is helping Sweaty Keg out. Sweaty Keg's defending to what looks like a Toyota. LS Deno with a lovely switchback move on Terrence. Has got the inside line now. And I'm pretty sure the Lexus has got this signed, sealed, delivered. And yeah, that's LS Deno with a lovely move up to P6 then. He's now got Infinity Decals to chase down. Infinity Decals is fighting with the Toyota of Doug. Tired Flea involved in this one as well. And the Aston Martin, that car's not going to feel good around this section of the circuit. It's very front heavy. He's going to get this tucked in. So it's Aston v Toyota, with LS Deno clinging onto the back of this now. Can LS Deno get past all three of these cars in one? As you jump on board with him, is he going to do it? Is LS Deno actually going to overtake 3 cars in one corner? He is. He's done it. LS Deno up to corner. What a move. I'm going to go back and have a look at that. He got a great drive out of the S's. Infinity Decals, in fairness, is fighting him hard. Infinity Decals is technically back ahead of him.
Oh, something's happened between, I think there's Nev and Tim at the back now. I don't know if there's something gone on between them two. I missed it. I've just seen that they're further back.
I've replay marked that. We'll go back and have a quick look at that in a second. LS Deno then up to P3. He's got 5.2 seconds to Ben Cosgrove in the Jag ahead. Ben's dropped JRC Racing. JRC is 1.3 seconds clear in the Mercedes. And just set the fastest lap of the race as well, 55.6, which is a decent pace for this stage of the race, bearing in mind all cars are going to be pretty heavy on fuel. Let's just have a quick onboard with Mental Nev. Let's see what happened to him. So it was P8. Oh, he got tagged by a Toyota of Tim. Yeah, Tim, I think, missed his braking marker, I think. Yeah, he missed it. I've just cut that off prematurely then, but Tim waited, in fairness. I actually saw him slow down on cam, but whether Mental Nev had issues that arose from that, I'm not too sure. What else is going on? What have I missed? So JRC still leading away. Ben Cosgrove P2, LS Deno P3, not really reeled him in yet. Tied Flea and Terrence. So Terrence is proving to be a cork in the bottle now. We've got Doug and Fabuki trying to get past him. KB up to P9 then already. What's happened to Sweaty Keg?
I'm not sure. I've missed that. He's been there a while. I don't know if he got involved in the Nev thing. Was he involved in that?
No, I don't. Well, not that I saw.
Right, I'm not sure. I must have sort of missed.
KB is currently trying to get past Fabuki. That Group 3 Chevrolet is an incredibly hard car to get past. It's got great power, very good acceleration, and it can turn a corner as well. Very good all-round machine. Same can be said for the Lexus 7. KB's proved that he's an excellent driver. Fabuki's actually got the hazards on as well as the wipers. You're using up valuable electricity there, Fabuki. I won't do that if I were you. Terrence in that Jag's doing a good job, in fairness. He's holding off a very, very fast Fabuki as these cars now. Yep, the medium shod driver's pit. That was kind of predictable.
I think they'll be glad to get some fresh tyres and some clean air. I
think I fully agree with you. So looking at JRC, Ben Cosgrove and Deno, the gaps between them haven't changed in that last lap, so I wouldn't say that they're lapping any different to each other. If anything, JRC's pulled away a little bit to Ben Cosgrove, but Deno hasn't reeled them in. Infinity Decals, if anything, has stuck to the back of that Lexus within a second and has just kept pace with him. Tired Flea and Terence have started to drop back just a little bit. We've got the two Toyotas of Tim and Doug together. Fabuki, KB, both pitted. Mental Nev hasn't pitted, I don't think, has he? But he is right at the back of the grid now after that hairpin incident, which is very unfortunate because I'd love to have seen Mental Nev involved with that battle right up at the front.
Yeah, it's just one of those unlucky situations. It's still a long way to go. He can still just gets his head down. He can still get involved.
So Sweaty Keg then, P6 now for Sweaty Keg. Although he is fighting hard with Terence and the Jag, and ultimately the Aston Martin finds his way past the Silk Cut Jag, and Terence doesn't bother fighting him back for that one. He's just going to settle behind the Aston Martin and use him as a bit of a hole in the air to defend to the guy who's probably actually racing for this race, Tim. He's not far behind in the Toyota. So we've got a lot of cars now that are going to be on fresh soft tyres. Different strategies now we're going to start to play out here at Maggiore. As we are 8 minutes deep into this race. KB, probably one to watch for me. He's got a lot of clean air in front of him. He's got fresh tyres on. He's now just going to be able to pump in those laps, I think, KB, and just put the pace together. Granted, a podium for him after that false start is going to be a bit of a stretch, but I think good points for him are on the cards here. He's potentially someone still in with a shout at winning it as well, so we'll see how he gets on.
Fabuki's done well. He's started navigating through the traffic after pitting. Just got past the Toyota, and then he's just got past the Jaguar as well. Good
racing for Fabuki. Actually, there's not much else going on. We'll just go back and have a little look. Yeah, he was side by side with Terence coming into that one, and nice and easy, just got that move made, sliding that Chevrolet up the inside. So he's going to tag himself to the back of Sweaty Keg now. Same purple sectors as we go as well for Fabuki, so it's obviously powered by Dairy Milk as he goes for a move on Sweaty Keg down into the long banky boy hairpin. Sweaty Keg doesn't fight that, lets the Chevrolet through.
Infinity Eagles just got past Deno.
Let's go and have a look at that. Or was that at the hairpin as well?
Yeah, I think it was just out at hairpin.
He's really impressing me tonight, Infinity Decals, and this is going to be commentator's curse, so if you bin it now, please don't bin it, Dave.
I wasn't going to say anything after last one. I have got a sneaking suspicion that Deno's fuel saving, because that Lexus does not sound like it's revving all the way out.
No. Whereas I don't think Dave's fuel saving. I don't think he's bothered. No.
Flat out all the time.
Oh, he goes deep there into turn 2. That's going to give Deno a bit of a move. There's a nice scrap kicking off here between Sweaty Keg, Fabuki and Tired Flea. I think Fabuki's not happy about something there. Let's have a look. So this was Fabuki coming on to yeah, they were just both trying to get past the Aston Martin of Tired Flea. Tired Flea, yeah, it just tags a little bit. No contact there, to be fair. I think it was just a little bit. It looked clumsy on camera, but it actually wasn't. Fabuki up to P5, Sweaty Keg P6, Tired Flea P7, and the Aston Martins. Now a good battle enveloping between Tired Flea, Terence and Tim for P7 on the roads. Tim looking very promising, like he's trying to get past this Jag. Looking at Tim's car, anyone I think he supports Leeds United. These guys have got a good...
KB's caught the back of Doug.
Yeah, well, I just looked back from Tim's car and saw that.
He's got through. That's one down.
That's one down, 9 to go. We haven't talked about him much for kind of obvious reasons, because he's doing a Lewis Hamilton and buggering off at the front in a Mercedes, but he's 4 seconds clear of Ben Cosgrove now. His JRC, he's able to lap cleanly, dictate his own pace. Just kind of run his own race really, not worry about anyone else. Ben Cosgrove has been steadily dropping back, but has been building to LS Deno. So because Deno's been fighting with Infinity decals, it's cost him about a second overall to a Sweaty Keg pits. Sweaty Keg went quite a way on the mediums, wasn't expecting him to do that. See where it comes out. I mean, that might bring him out in some clear air, to be fair, for Sweaty Keg, so he can just run cleanly now. KB's now up to the back after navigating past the 2 Toyotas. KB's now going to try and get Aston Martin. Very impressive driver, KB, and every time I look at him, he's making some sort of overtake. He's got to have passed 4 cars in about 4 corners here while fuel saving.
Jaguars that side of the way now as well.
So he's got a clear run. The next car on the road though is Fubuki. That's going to be a lot of big prospect to get past that Chevrolet, unless he makes it easy for him. But yeah, great navigating the traffic by KB there. He got through that without losing really any time.
No, it's done really well there. JRC's been strong in this GR3 Mercedes all season, so I'm not surprised that he's doing well from the position he started in. I thought he might try and lead out from front.
It just makes you wonder what could have happened though, you know, if that contact hadn't have happened between him and Ben Cosgrove in race 1, if he'd have picked up more points, could he be in a genuine fight for this, like for winning the whole thing? Because in fairness, all KB needs to do really is finish in like the top 5 and he's probably going to be okay. I mean, we'll have to see what the points look like, but it kind of makes me a little bit sad for JRC, because I raced with that guy a lot and I know he's quick. I think me and him in Fusion League all last season were pretty much nose to tail most of it. So it was some good battling between us two. LS Deno cleared Infinity decals a little bit now. KB's reeled in Fubuki a lot more. 3 seconds the gap between those guys now. I'm just going to have a look at timing a second. Oh, didn't mean to press that. So yeah, KB 6/10 faster that lap. JRC lapping in the 55s as well, that's impressive. Right.
It's a good little scrapped in 8th, 9th and 10th, the little group there. That's Tired Flea, Terence and Tim.
These guys rode it last time as well at Brands.
Tired Flea's gone a bit wide on. Tim's done both for him.
I was just on board with Tim as well and watched it. That was a great little bit of racing there by Tim. Obviously, I thought, oh, he's gone deep there. But no, he just went for the late apex instead, and it proved to be a good choice. 2 cars for the price of 1 for Tim 27, and he is now up to P7 with a Terence a second behind him. Mental Nerve, haven't really touched on him too much. P11 for Mental Nerve. Has he pitted?
I don't think so. No, I think he's been plugging away, doing 156s.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not sure what tyres he's on. If he's on the mediums, he's going long on the mediums, or
my bet's probably long. Yeah.
But he's starting to catch this group of 4 that we're fighting. So it's. Can I get past these, or is this going to be a good time to pit?
Well, we've got Ben Cosgrove in the pits from P2, got Infinity decals in there as well. Both were running the soft tyre and have come in for a change of tact. So they might come out and just run a short medium stint then back onto the softs, I'm not too sure. Importantly, Ben Cosgrove is ahead of KB, just. Infinity decals is going to re-emerge in P6. So 2 strategies on offer for me, the 1-stop or the 2-stop. The 2-stop means you have to basically do a little short medium stint and just hope you don't get caught in too much traffic in your soft stint. But we'll see.
That's just been made easy for Mental Nev because all four pitted together in front of him.
So he's up to P7 then. He's got to pit again, we think, Mental Nev, but if he can plug away some nice laps, he can probably still rescue some points out of this. Just going to watch KB v Ben Cosgrove for a second and just see how the Lexus tries to navigate the Jag. The Jag, of course, is on fresh tyres, but they'll take about a lap to warm up. So KB needs to strike while the iron's hot here and try and get past the Jag nice and early. He's coming up to the big banky boy now. He dinks to the inside. I think Ben's actually going to let him have this. He didn't seem to remotely defend it, and indeed he actually backs off before the corner to let KB take that corner in front of him. LS Deno 12 seconds behind JRC Racing. If I'm right in thinking neither drivers pitted, have they? Or is Deno pitted?
I don't believe so. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so, no. Oh, he's coming in pits now.
JRC's pitting, yeah. So it seems 17 minutes is about as long as a Mercedes fuel tank lasts. How big's the Lexus one? About the same size, because he pits as well. Has saved a bit more fuel and has ran the medium tyre as well. So the gap was pretty impressive, but JRC's got to run the medium tyre at some point. Whether he is doing it now and he's going to the end as well, looking at his fuel. Oh, and gets out just ahead of KB. That's important. That's very important. Is KB going to try and fight this for his teammate? Oh, JRC on cold tyres just gets the back end stepped out on that Mercedes. KB now, can he just be a cork in a bottle then for Deno? JRC might just have to try and get this Lexus taken care of quickly. I'm actually willing JRC on here because he's very unlucky last time out, and I'd love to see him pick up a good result here.
Yeah, definitely.
That does leave Fubuki out. Fubuki's probably going to be pitting soon. I can't imagine he can stretch the fuel that much longer unless he's not pitted, has he?
No, I don't know. He hasn't. No.
I was going to say that's impressive if he has. So I'd imagine he'll probably pit end of this lap. It's probably one stop in Fubuki, stretching this stint out as far as he can. If he pits now, he probably comes out just ahead of Infinity Decals.
Oh, he's spun.
He spun it. Oh no. I've replayed that because we can go back and have a look at it. Meanwhile, the battle for supremacy between KB and JRC is hotting up. JRC's all over the back of that Lexus. He's now got those tyres up to temperature. Yes, they are medium compound, but they are fresh. And JRC slides it down the inside of the Lexus. The Lexus is going to fight it. They're going to go side by side for this section. If KB can hold it, it turns it to the inside. JRC, great driving there by the Mercedes driver. And he gets ahead just as we come to the end of lap number 10 then. Does KB pit soon, or is he pitted already, KB? I'm losing track of who's pitted here, you know.
Yeah. I think he pitted early on. Because of the bad start, I think he pitted as soon as he could.
Right, we got rid of the mediums.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Does make sense. So Fubuki pits them. He's pitted already.
His lap 3 were really long, so yeah, I'd imagine he's pitted at end of lap 3.
So the tyres on KB's car are going to be pretty dilapidated by now. He's sticking with JRC for the time being though, and he's just playing the team game, I think he's KB. Just holding on to the back of the Mercedes JRC. Ben Cosgrove, P3 for Ben. He is 2 seconds shy of this little battle. 5 seconds ahead of Infinity Decals, holding P4 at the minute. LS Deno, P5. He's 10 seconds away from that leading fight. So he has actually brought the time down a little bit. The gap was about 11 seconds, so he's chipped away at it. Fubuki. Sorry, Fubuki. I'm going to do it again, mate. I'm going to have a look at your spin. So a big banky boy for Fubuki on old worn tyres. He's just going to, he touches the edge and round he goes. So that's how Fubuki lost the lead and lost a ton of time. He's now down in P7 after pitting behind Sweaty Keg. Tim 27, P8 for Tim. He's a couple of seconds clear of Mental Nev in the other in the Supra. Terence is just following Mental Never around, P10 for the time being, with Doug in P11. Tired Flea bringing up the rear of the field in the Aston Martin. He's 3 seconds behind the next car. JRC and KB still quite close together. Does KB pit for fresh rubber?
Looks
I
like
think
it.
he does. So that gives. Oh, Ben Cosgrove pit. Yeah, Ben was just doing that short little medium stint, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Infinity Decals pits as well. Dano, so that's the fastest lap of the race, 55.0, and he's 9.5 seconds behind JRC. So JRC on the medium tyres, what's he lapping at the minute? I'm guessing the 50. I'm guessing the 56s.
Yeah, 56.4 the last lap.
Whereas Dano's running 55.0s at the minute. Doing the mental maths, 9 seconds gap, 7.5 laps, 2 minutes a lap. It's gonna be. Yeah, I think JRC's got this as long as he don't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the good thing for Dano is the car behind him's KB, and he's not going to fight KB. Dano probably will even let KB pass for the title. Those two are very, very close knit in terms of how they work as a team. Ben Cosgrove at the minute not a threat because of his strategy, but that may play into Ben's hands because he's now on a faster tyre. Sweaty Keg and Fabuki having a nice little fight for P5. I just caught the back end of that. We'll jump on board with Fabuki. Looking at the back of the Dead Bull of Sweaty Keg, 7 minutes remain of this race. It's probably about 3 and a bit laps in old maths. And Fabuki's going to go for the move down the inside of the big banky boy. Sparks flies, the Chevrolet flies up the inside of the Aston Martin. Brake disc glowing red, and Fabuki gets that move done. But the good drive that Sweaty Keg got out that corner by taking the wider line means he can sweep round the outside of the Chevrolet, which turns to the inside for the next section of the S's. And great racing from these two. These guys having a good little battle. USA versus UK in this one, and currently it's USA winning. So come on, Sweaty Keg, represent for your country. So the gap between JRC and Dano now down to 8 seconds. Dano's basically got to lap 2.5 seconds faster a lap than JRC is for him to be on the back of him at some point on the last lap. Dano's good. It's not that good. So we'll see. I think JRC's got this. He's just got to keep it on the track.
Just keep going. No errors. I think it's his.
Do they do the let KB pass for the championship though? That might come into play.
KB is faster than you.
Yeah. Let him go at the line. Infinity Decals is embroiled in a little bit of a battle with Tim. He's currently winning that one in the Toro Moto.
Starting to catch Sweaty Keg up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tim goes nice and wide there. Ooh, that was nice, cutting the grass. In terms of the guys at the bottom of the field, not really a lot to report. There's gaps between them all. Yeah, the swapperoos happened, I think, between the two Lexuses. Although as I cut back to them, the banging doors, so maybe it's not voluntarily.
No.
These are fighting. they're not giving each other any room here. They're oh, that's a good little battle. Dano just about emerges it. KB's going to throw it down the inside at some point. I can just see it happening. Oh, Dano's gone deep.
Dano's gone. Oh no! Oh.
Oof. So KB is through to P2. So 4 minutes remaining. They'll probably get another 3 laps out of this. Looking at the times, JRC has maintained an 8-second advantage. The two Lexuses, because of fighting, did not reel the car ahead in at all that lap. KB's got it all to do. Dano pretty much assured of a podium, providing he doesn't bin it. He's 5 seconds and building ahead of Ben Cosgrove in P4. Ben has got a Fabuki to worry about. Fabuki is closing him down. Sweaty Keg has got an Infinity decals problem at the minute.
Another team battle going to go off here.
So Daniel Kvyat's looking at the back. Oh, and he smacks the back of Verstappen as well for good measure.
Mental Nev's going to take advantage of this.
Our replay mark at the wrong bit then. Tim 27's through as well. That's disaster for Sweaty Keg. Mental Nev then. All over the back of the Toro Morto, and he's gonna go for this down into the big banky boy. Does Dave Robinson fight this? I think he's gonna try. He does. He dips to the inside to defend it. The camber on the corner means a move around the outside is entirely possible, but Mental Nev's gonna go for the cutback. Both cars get a good drive out of that corner, so that move isn't happening for the time being. Tim 27 has a Sweaty Keg problem now. Just 4 attempts behind is the Dead Bull. The gap between JRC and KB has come down to 6 seconds, but I have a feeling that JRC is just cruising this now. He's lapping in the high 56s. He knows he's got 2 laps left, and as long as he laps in the 57s, he's fine.
Fabuki's caught Ben up massively this lap. He's going to go through it. Fastest lap as well. Oh, he's done him into turn 1. Fabuki's through into 4.
I was just about to say KB's at the fastest lap, and suddenly Fabuki snatches it away from him. So that takes a point away from the Lexus driver as well, importantly. Fastest lap is worth a point here as well. There is no pole position point for this race, because technically the pole position that was given wasn't earned because of the reverse grid, so it's just the fastest lap point to play for on top of your finishing position points. Fabuki setting purple sectors as well, and the gap between KB and JRC now 5 seconds, so KB is flying in that Lexus. JRC I think does still need to make a mistake in order for KB to actually do anything about this, but if he carries on this pace he'll be about 3 seconds behind him at the end of the lap, and he just needs an absolute flyer of a last lap to have a chance. It's JRC's to lose, in fairness.
KB's purple on this lap. No surprise.
Absolutely flying at the minute, KB in the Lexus. He's got the bit between his teeth after that start, and what a drive it'll be if he does this.
Yeah.
I mean, even to get a podium after that exceptionally impressive drive by KB. Purple sector 3 as well for the Lexus driver, so he's on a mission. 3.9 seconds is the gap now. I think 4 seconds in a lap is very, very optimistic, even for someone of KB's calibre. He picks up a little bit of a penalty as well. That's not going to help matters. JRC then 57.0 that lap. What does KB do? 54 something. So yeah, definitely faster, but not fast enough, I'm afraid, at this minute in time. I'm just flicking through to see if there's any fights kicking off. There isn't. We can focus on the top guys for the time being. So the timer is about to elapse on the race. 7.65. I think most drivers are going to get through in time. There's one driver that's just slowing down. In fact, that's Terence, is it? No, it's Mental Nev.
Mental Nev.
He just wants this over, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah.
So Doug's going to nip him for P10 at the line. Mental Nev P11. Tied Flea P12. The top 9 are still running. JRC 2.8 seconds the gap then between the Mercedes and the Lexus. Half a lap to go. KB's got it all to do. As long as JRC doesn't make a mistake or pick up a penalty, he's pretty much in the clear. LS Deno is 6 seconds ahead of Fabuki. He doesn't need to push it either. He just needs to bring it home for the Lexus team. And Fabuki's quite a way clear of Ben Cosgrove after that overtake as well, and there's a couple of seconds gap between all the other drivers other than Sweaty Keg and Terence, who it's 1.1 between those guys. JRC then into the final sector almost. Just 4 corners to go for the Mercedes. Dominant performance by JRC. He'll probably be wondering what could have been had he have scored a good result at Brands Hatch earlier on in the evening. KB, I think this will pretty much seal the title for KB.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
But JRC can be proud of that race. He dominated from pretty much start to finish. Mercedes for JRC Racing brings it home for a win at Lago Maggiore. KB burns his penalty off on the line. He brings it home P2. LS Dano P3. Great result for the Lexus drivers. Fabuki, great race for Fabuki. P4 for him in the end. And considering he was backwards at some point in the race as well, that's especially impressive. Ben Cosgrove, P5 for Ben. P6 for Infinity Decals, sideways across the line. It's what we like to see. Tim 27, P7. Sweaty Keg, P8. And Terence, the last classified finisher, in P9. And that's your lot, ladies and gentlemen. Fastest lap point still went to Fabuki, I think.
Yeah, he did. He got it again.
So, well done to JRC then. Great result for him. But without doing the maths, I'm pretty confident KB's got that one.
Yeah, I think so. First and the second, I think that's a done deal.
Let's have a look. 3.5 seconds the gap in the end. So JRC managed that beautifully.
Yeah.
For me towards the end of the race.
That's what I wanted to see. Those two, I know they get away well at the beginning. Is could they hang on? And he proved more so than just hang on. He drove a great race.
Yeah, I mean, for this, it was all about just managing your pace. So if you'd have gone too fast at the start, you just burnt your tyres out and burnt through your fuel too quick. Then you got pit early, which brought you right in traffic, and it was just a nightmare. JRC managed that beautifully. Knew what his game plan was coming into the race, and I think stuck to it. Probably wasn't expecting to start the race where he did, so that was probably a welcome surprise for him. Dan Baldwin, well done, great event. See you all next year for season 4. You will do indeed, my friend, you will do indeed. If you're watching this, ladies and gentlemen, you want to get involved in this, check out SimFX Racing on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link in the description. You can just click away, join the Facebook group and get involved in the racing that happens. This league will be restarting in 2021, I believe. James, you're the master of that. So
January. Just going to give it a break for the time being. Obviously, coming up, we don't know what's going to happen around Christmas and everything. But just thought we'd give it a break then, and then bring it back in January.
So plenty of time to get that copy of GT Sport dusted off and get yourselves back on practice over Christmas. We're on lockdown anyway, might as well. And get yourself involved for season 4 of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series. Whatever league I'm in, you can pretty much be guaranteed that I'll be covering the races in full as well, so you'll get some commentary to go with it. Well driven JRC, congrats KB from Dark Smoker. Tim 27, sorry I pulled over to let you. I think that incident with Tim, it was a bit weird. There were 3 cars involved. I didn't see who the third one was. Well done. Right, well, that is it from me. That's it from the racing. So your champion of champions, I'm pretty confident, KB. There will be official announcements, no doubt, but I'm pretty sure he's in. Yeah,
Nice one.
Nothing to add from me. So the final Infinity GT Manufacturer Series video will be out very, very, very soon. It was from Nürburgring. I can tell you that was an absolute cracker. Tune in for it. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a subscribe bar below this video somewhere. Please go do and click that. That way you will see my videos in your feed when they go live. Ben Cos, thanks all. Thanks Ben. Yeah, bit crap for you, mate, in race 1. Unfortunate that your internet decided to not play ball, but I know what you mean with that. Yeah, that's it from me. I best log off now because I'm in work at stupid o'clock in the morning, so I've got to vanish. Anything from you, James, before we log out for the night?
Thank you to everyone who turned up for this. Thank you to everyone who turned up for the entire series, rest at Fields. And thanks to everyone who's been involved. Yourself, Chris, for doing the videos and doing this. Doing a good job. So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button for him, because it is good. Thumbs up from me.
Sweet.
But yeah, apart from that, yeah, thank you everyone.
Superb. Right, I'm going to bid you all farewell. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for tuning in. Links in the description if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, tough, can't do anything on here. And we'll catch you all in Season 4. Have a good Christmas. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.